Today's interview and home tour is with Milicent Armstrong, who I think has one of the greatest names I've ever heard, but I digress. Milicent is the founder of Artemis Design Co, which is one of my favorite shoe companies. And today she's going to tour us around her Boston, Massachusetts home. So have fun watching.
Hi, Allison.
Hey, Milicent.
Hey,
Great
how
job.
are you?
I know this is your first live, so you did perfect.
Yep, it's my first live. I'm not, I don't usually do video, but that's okay.
Well,
This
bravo.
will be fun.
This will be exciting. It will be so easy and fun. We're just going to chat. We're going to tour. You'll show us around. How has quarantine life been for you?
Well, it's definitely been an adjustment. I don't usually have my husband working at home here with me. But for our team, we all work remotely anyways. So it hasn't been an adjustment work-wise for me at all. Usually I work at a co-working space in Boston. So I've just sort of I'm just working from home now. So it's not that different for me.
Well, I'm really excited to get a tour of your home in Massachusetts in just a bit, but I want to talk a little bit about your incredible company, Artemis Design Co, and sort of the start of it all for you. So it was 2007, is that right, when it began after a trip to Istanbul, and you were studying interior design. So
2007 is when I first went to Istanbul. I was studying abroad actually, and I went there. And that's when I first saw all of the Turkish Kilim products and Kilims and all of the incredible textiles. And that's just kind of when I got the bug in my head. Like, I really love these products. I'd love to import them to the US. And then it was actually in 2013 when I was in interior design school that I just said, hey, I'm going to go back to Turkey. I'm going to find someone who will make these products for me. And that's when I started my company. And so I dropped out of my master's program in interior design, and because my company was just getting kind of too busy, I couldn't juggle both. So
it wasn't something you ever really expected. I mean, you probably thought you were going to be an interior designer.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. And that's, it's still like what I love to do. So I grew up in a family with entrepreneurs. Both of my parents started and ran their own businesses. And not only them, but my grandparents, all of my aunts and uncles had their own businesses. So it was just kind of the, just like dinner family conversation, conversations with my aunts and uncles. Like, it's just sort of gave me a background in business. So I never did any kind of business classes or anything like that. It's more like call my parents and see what their take on a situation would be. And I have great mentors. So
you had a good support system to fall back on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, actually, I want to show something. These were your beautiful wedding shoes. They're a little bit cut off because of how Instagram does this, but you wore your beautiful flats, your Kilim Turkish loafers, and so did all the groomsmen, right?
Yes, that was really, really fun. So I am not really a heel wearer. I do love wearing our new heels, our collaboration with Charlotte Moss. But for my own wedding day, I just wanted to be comfortable. I just wanted to wear our classic flats because they're just the most comfortable shoes. So I had them made in like a pearl cream colored velvet, and that's what I wore, and I loved them.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you. And then for the groomsmen, and this is something that we do for a lot of weddings, and anyone can do it, is we picked out a carpet, a Kilim carpet, and we had a whole collection of shoes made from that one carpet. So all of the men wore the same shoes, all cut from the same rug.
Oh, how cool.
And it was really fun. It was great.
So you just mentioned Charlotte Moss. That is so exciting. You just collaborated with her. I have a couple of pictures just kind of the textiles. This is one of them. This is another. How did that come to be?
So it's actually funny. I was working with I'm not sure if you're familiar with the EBU movement and the EBU Foundation. It's an incredible store and it's a foundation in Charleston. And I started working with Susan Walker, who's the founder of EBU Movement, who's the most incredible woman ever. And anyways, we were talking about our design, what we were going to do for this collection that we were creating together. And it just so happened that we were both going to be in Morocco at the same time. And she was traveling there with Charlotte Moss. And so we said, hey, let's get together, let's have drinks, and let's talk about this collaboration. So that was, I would say, 3 or 4 years ago. Anyways,
wow.
We created this collaboration together and with Charlotte, and it was really great. We always kept in touch. We created a couple other collaborations with EBU, and then Charlotte approached us last year with her favorite vintage shoes, like the shoes that she wanted to wear them all the time. She said she wore them into the ground. She wanted to recreate them, and so I said, okay, I think that's something we can do. So we worked for about a year developing this shape. And then we were kind of like, well, what pattern should we use? And she has this whole treasure trove of incredible e-cats that she's collected in her travels. And so we created a whole collection, and it was so much fun. We actually sold out.
Congratulations, because it just launched like last week.
We have some of the other shoes that are not made from her e-cats available still, which I'll show you.
They're slightly different than yours. They have a heel, a little bit of a heel.
They have a little bit of a heel, and then they have like a little bit of a, it's like a Venetian gondolier's shoe. I'm gonna just show you right now because I've got some up here.
Oh, great.
In my office. So we still have these available.
Oh, they're beautiful. I love that.
These are incredible. I love these so much. And the heel, it's just very, it's just a short heel. It's really, really, really comfortable. I wore some of the original samples to a wedding this past fall, and I danced all night in them. It was great. They were so comfortable. These are our
even if you're not a heel girl,
our leopard velvet. And then I'm actually wearing some of our summer ones that are in like a pink and green gingham. Just
pretty.
I can show you.
Oh, and the pink in the shoe matches the pink in your pants.
Oh yeah. Yep. So yes, we still have these available, and we have some other patterns as well, which you can find. This pattern.
That's beautiful, and and some of them are different finishes, right? In terms of material used.
Yes. So I will tell you a little bit about our general products, our Kilim products. So these are handmade from Turkish Kilim, and these are this style. These are our Kilim loafers. They're our bestseller by far, and they're just incredibly comfortable. This is what I had for my wedding shoe in the pearl velvet.
And they're all one of a kind.
Every single pair is one of a kind. We don't have, completely one of a kind. So like we don't have this not even in a size 7. These are 38s, and we only have them in 38. Just one pair.
Wow.
And then this is the same shape, but this is in a carpet. So this is a new style, and it's actually in a Anatolian hand knotted carpet. So it has some pile. And so what I mean by pile is it has like the kind of velvety, fuzzy texture that Kilim does not have. Kilim is made, is completely flat woven. So this is very new for us. And we have them in our slipper shape.
Love that. where do you find inspiration for all of your new designs? I mean, you are coming out with them constantly.
So what we do is we generally stick with the same shapes. We don't come out with new shapes that often. And we really find inspiration in the textiles and the fabrics. So, you know, we find a fabric that we think would be incredible in a shoe, then we'll create like a small batch. Everything we do is in small batches.
Okay, so let's move on to your home, because you said that your idea of happiness, I read this, is getting wrapped up in a home decor project of some kind. I don't know when that was from or if it still stands true. But have you been working on anything while you've been kind of quarantined in your house?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No corner has gone untouched.
Oh,
so
good.
I'll start
Show us
with,
around a little bit.
yeah, I'll start with my home office, which used to be like sort of the dressing room, sitting room off of my bedroom. And we really, really need curtains, so we're kind of missing that. That's my husband's desk.
Oh, I love that.
And this is my desk over here.
What's the material of your desk?
It
is there kind of pink in it?
You know what? It's some kind of yeah, I got it at an antique store, and it's some kind of marbleized pink paint.
Oh, how pretty.
Yeah, and I've thought about repainting it, but I just feel like it's kind of funky, and
I like it.
I don't know. It would take something away from it.
And it looks like you have a Turkish rug maybe on your floor.
So this rug I found in Morocco on one of my trips.
Oh.
I go to Morocco a lot and source carpets there, and this is one of my favorites. I love this rug.
Which room is this one, Milicent?
This is my living room. So this is the room that I've most recently kind of done over. And I'll just go way back to give you kind of the big view.
It's so pretty.
Thank you.
And have you been working on a project in this room?
Yes. So this room actually, it was all wood, and not the walls, but all of the wainscoting and the trim and the mantle and everything, and the ceiling beams. And we agonized for a couple of years over whether we should paint them.
That's funny.
Yeah, because I don't know, I just felt so badly about painting the wood. My husband didn't really want to do it, and then finally we were like, you know what, we really hate all the wood, so let's paint it. And
what color did you paint it?
As soon as we did it, we were like, you know.
Why did we do this 2 years ago?
The paint color is, yeah, so the paint color is, the trim is pointing, and the walls are pale powder.
Is that also the ceiling is also pale powder?
No, the ceiling is pointing as well.
Okay.
And
is that a projector?
Yeah, we have a projector. We actually, it came with the house, so.
I guess that's a good way not to have a TV visible in the living room.
Exactly. Yeah, I hate how TVs look. At our old place, we hid our TV in a cupboard and just kind of kept it out of sight. I really don't like how they look.
I'm with you there. So is your living room kind of a mix of vintage pieces and new pieces, or how do you decide how to decorate?
It is, yeah. So pretty much I don't really buy anything new. Pretty much everything that I have in here is either antique or, you know, really old, sourced from Morocco, like these carpets. The only thing that's in here that is new is the gigantic 25-foot sisal carpet that goes spans the entire room.
Yeah.
Everything else, these chairs I got for a steal on Cherish. Let's see, I got this on Cherish as well. Yeah, I do. I love it. It's such a great source. This chair I actually reupholstered myself. I took an upholstery class this past fall. When did I take it? And I reupholstered it.
That's incredible. Was that difficult?
You know what? I had a really great instructor, so it really wasn't that difficult. It was just kind of a step-by-step process, and it's something I've always wanted to learn. So, yeah, it really wasn't that bad.
I'm looking at all of your rugs, and I have a question. How do you, are there rules that you follow on how to layer them when they're different? They're all slightly different, right?
Yeah, so these ones are all, they're basically all black and cream. So they are all totally one of a kind because they're antique. I would say that my only rule would be, if you're going to layer something patterned like this, to do it on top of a solid, or just make sure that it's really different enough. And then in terms of like having a bunch of different vintage rugs in one room to keep the same general style and color scheme so that they look cohesive. Like I would never have, that red rug that was up in my office here with one of these.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this room turned out.
It's stunning. Is that a little tiny chair by the fire?
It is.
Oh my.
It is. I love children's chairs, especially rocking chairs. And we were visiting a family friend recently. They had a child's rocking chair, and my daughter just had so much fun rocking around in it that I decided I needed to get one for her.
That's adorable.
So I found this on eBay actually, and they said it's Civil War era. I'm really not sure, but it's just so cute. I love anything with spindled like this, so I had to get it.
It's a beautiful room, and those are little nests on your mantle.
Yeah. So I love collecting nests that are empty that I find. I found out that birds never reuse a nest, so I don't feel bad about it. And I just think they're so sweet.
It's such a great idea. I've never seen that before. I love it because people always struggle with what to do with a mantle.
For a second there.
Oh, sorry. I said people always.
As you can see, I still need to install lighting. We have all of the electrical boxes in, but we're waiting on the lighting.
Gotcha. It's such a beautiful room with such lovely light. The windows are stunning.
Yeah, thank you.
Which leads to, you have a porch area?
Yes. So our porch is essentially another room in our house. It's probably the most used room right now because it's really the reason that we moved to this house. We love it so much. It's really, really deep, and it just kind of reminds me of like a southern, beautiful southern porch.
Yeah, and it does have that feel.
Yeah, and we got this swing as a wedding gift, so we really enjoyed that. So I'll give you another view. I hung ferns between all of the columns.
Beautiful.
So
it really is an entirely separate room.
It is. It's really great. We've got a very green neighborhood, so it's just really nice to be out here.
I have to say that my husband and I live in New York City, and we live in a 6th-floor walk-up apartment building, and no elevator. And the reason we moved in was because there was a terrace off of the living room, which is really nice because it serves as another room about 6 months out of the year. But the catch is, you have to walk up 6 flights of stairs every time you want to get to your apartment, and it's 90 stairs up. So it's like a little bit of a trade-off.
Yeah, well, you don't need a gym membership.
That's true. That is very, very true. Did you have to do a lot to the porch when you moved in, or was already in perfect shape?
We didn't have to do anything really. We recently just gave the porch like a new coat of paint just to kind of freshen it up. The furniture I found at Brimfield, and
oh my gosh, the massive antique market.
Yes, and we actually every year, every May, and sometimes in September, we have a booth at Brimfield. So we set up like a whole Artemis store there, and that's a lot of fun. So that's when I found these wicker pieces, and I had them reupholstered by Zimmons, which is just an incredible resource in Boston for fabric and upholstery.
I think that that's like the key sometimes to getting a good deal on something, is if you can have a vision for it and see a life in it. If you just go get it reupholstered, it will completely change the way it looks.
Yeah, exactly. So I can bring you back inside to our dining room, which is another room that I have done recently. So here is the dining room.
It's lovely. Look at the textiles. I love the tablecloth you have.
Oh, thank you. It's just a piece of fabric from IKEA. The lamp is one of my favorite pieces. This came from a really cool company in Tunisia, and I love this lamp.
What is the material?
It's some kind of, I think it's some kind of raffia grass.
That is so cool. That is really cool.
It's just a really funky piece. I love it.
And what else do you have in the room? I'm trying to get a little peek around. I love that you have so much greenery inside.
Yeah, I do. We have a lot of plants, maybe too many plants.
And you keep them, and they're all
painting
alive.
that I really love. Yeah, they're all alive. This painting, which I really love, this came from my husband's grandmother's house, and it's just a really beautiful piece. I love that.
Is it somebody related to him?
It might be. We're really not sure. We're not sure. And then let's see, what else do we have here? I'm always collecting coral and sea fans and all sorts of different things.
Oh, those are beautiful. You found those yourself?
Traveled, so I did, yeah. I got really lucky.
Where did you find them? Like in the U.S. or not in Massachusetts?
I think I found some of these in the Dominican, and I definitely found some of them in Puerto Rico.
They're so
cool.
Definitely I love the Massachusetts. Yeah. So do you have any items on your wish list or oh, actually, before you answer that, look, I love the painting back there of the ocean.
Oh yeah, thank you. This I found on Everything But the House.
I don't know that website.
Oh my gosh. You're going to be addicted. It's incredible. It's all estate sales online, and it's just you could just treasure hunt for hours on there.
That's a really funny name. I'm writing it down. Everything But the House.
Everything But the House. Yeah, I've found some of my absolute favorite things on there. You can find china, paintings, furniture. It's incredible.
Okay, so what's on your list of things? Do you have a little wish list of items that you're still looking for, that you're on the hunt for?
Well, actually, we are moving very soon. So
you said that. So that means more stuff.
So that means more stuff. So right now I'm really just trying to figure out what I'm going to be able to bring to the new house and what we're going to need to sell, what we're going to need to buy. So I'm totally up. There's I'm waiting until we get there. I'm thinking that we're going to want to paint all of the floors in the house, the new house that we're moving to. So I'm just kind of, I'm thinking about that. I'm going to be not buying anything in the hopes that we do that.
And then you'll sort of, once you move in, you'll get a sense of kind of how the house feels and sort of how you want to decorate it.
Yeah, exactly. I tend to wait a long time before I make any changes.
Like with the ceiling?
Sorry?
Like with the ceiling on whether or not to paint it.
Yes. Yeah. Like with the wood. Yeah. That took us a really long time. But yeah, generally my apartment that I lived in the South End before this, we waited a couple of years before we made any changes. And same with this house. Just because I feel like you learn so much about what, you know, how you live in the space and what you want, that it's good to wait. There's so many things I wanted to do right away to this house. And, you know, now when I think about that, I think it would be crazy. So I think it's good to kind of pump the brakes a little bit.
Well, your house is so beautiful, and it's so, I don't know, it feels like it's traditional, yet also has an eclectic sense to it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely am drawn to traditional pieces like these chairs. But then I love to find pillows. This is actually velvet is a material that we made shoes in. Actually, I have the shoes down here and
it looks familiar.
So I loved the material so much that I had some pillows made as well.
I love they're adorable.
Yeah, these are our babushas, and they're so great. They're incredibly comfortable, and they're just like the easiest thing to throw on in the summer, and you feel really elegant when you're wearing them.
Well, I have to say, the way that I was turned on to you was because of a girlfriend of mine, Jennifer Shoup, who runs this great blog called The Fashion Magpie. And she found out about you from our good friend Inslee Ferris, who's an artist. And Inslee was wearing your shoes one day. And it all kind of came full circle. So you are doing an unbelievable job with marketing in your company, and congratulations on this Charlotte Moss collaboration. I feel like
Thank you.
You've got so much going on.
Thank you so much. I love the Fashion Magpie also. That's one of my favorite blogs. And thank you so much for interviewing me
together. You are so
really?
welcome. Yeah, we go way back to 9th grade.
Oh, nice. She's got a really good eye.
She does. Well, good luck with your move, and I look forward to kind of checking in and seeing what your new home looks like once you have it up and decorated. But if it's anything like this one, it will be beautiful. So thank you for a little sneak peek, and for showing us some of your new designs with Charlotte Moss.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Bye, Milicent.
All right. Bye.
Bye.